Common misconceptions of Indians. Many people believe that Indians always lived in teepees, which could not be more inaccurate. Actually, the most of the Native Americans that lived in Central America and Southern America, near Florida in today's world, lived in these mounds, and they would be, meters high, and they would have houses similar to ours. And the higher your mound, the more prominent you were in society. These people built giant mounds in the southern United States. Over in the Midwest, they would build inside of caves. They didn't have to worry about weather. It would build fully out of mud and straw, called adobe, and they would build these elaborate buildings, and they could fit, thousands of people. And it was truly remarkable. The fact that people still believe that they live in teepees is quite astonishing. Um, Misconception number two is that people believe that the natives are friendly with the Europeans. When Christopher Columbus arrived in Hispaniola, he was not friendly at all. Once they realized he had no gold, or once Columbus realized the Indians had no gold, they were pretty much useless. He found that he was able to take advantage of them fairly easily. So what he did was he captured all the Anasazis, which were the natives of that area, and they sent them off to Spain to be slaves, or they worked mining for gold in Hispaniola. And actually, in today's world, many people, or actually not many, nobody has the Anasazi genes. They also fought in many Aztec wars, which eventually led to the downfall of the Aztec Empire. Misconception number three is they nurtured the environment. Actually, the Indians did not care about the environment. They are not, as many people think, as when you cut down a tree, they do not shed a tear. Actually, many of the Native American tribes perished due to their abuse of natural resources, especially trees. A group in the southwest in today's Nevada actually died due to perishing their tree resources. They had no more trees. So that's not very eco-friendly. Misconception number four was that all Indians smoked pipes. This is the abomination of stereotypical comments. Um, Basically, they did not smoke pipes. In fact, the only times they ever did smoke was when they were in religious treaties. In the picture you see is a long smoke with their headband. That was not true at all. The only time that Indians are actually legally able to smoke is in the United States, and they smoke a special kind of pipe that is only legal in the United States. Nowhere else in the world is it actually legal, and they're only allowed to smoke that on their reservations. In normal days, you would not see, well, in normal days meaning, um, casual days, you would not see in Native Americans smoking. They smoked peyote, which was, natural to where they were being raised, like the Indians, and that was what they had available, and that was what they smoked, and it is only allowed inside the United States. And in the drawing, you see our fist and the head with our fist pump screaming yes. And there is our classic headband across northern Oregon and Montana with our Indian feather, which is another common misconception, which we'll get to in just a minute. And there is our giant pipe, because we are the only country that is allowed to smoke the peyote, and that is why Native Americans are only smoking for religious purposes. Number five, Indians wore feathers and headbands. This one is quite interesting, and I'm surprised that people still believe this one. Indians did not wear headbands. They did not wear feathers on the back of their head. They do not all live in teepees, as previously mentioned. What happened was many Indians, specifically the Aztecs and the Mayans, would wear these giant headdresses, and these headdresses would, make you, the bigger your headdress, the more prestigious or ostentatious you were in society. And despite their odd-looking appearance, they were actually very manly. You wanted to have a very big headdress. So, talk about being big-headed. So, those were five common misconceptions that many people have about Native Americans. And as you can see, as our headdress drawing comes into action. Oh, there we go. These are common misconceptions that many people are often forced to believe, whether by education or just by being false informed. And hopefully, we were able to clear some up of these misconceptions, through basic logic and some research. So I hope you enjoyed our little drawings there and my adequate commentary at the best. It was not as easy as it looked. So So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope maybe you learned something. See ya.